Curious as to what the weather's going to be like on your wedding day? Go to brideaccess.com, click on the weather link, and there you can receive a customized weather outlook for your wedding day. Compliments of KSL Live 5 Weather and brideaccess.com.
Tell me you will be my wife.
Welcome to today's podcast show. I'm your host, Robin Seville with brideaccess.com, and I'm sitting down with an amazing person for sure, and an amazing company when it comes to helping a bride fulfill her wedding dreams. I have Amy Hawk from the Flower Patch with me today. Amy, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Robin. Great to be here.
Flowers. Is there any doubt that that's one of the most important things that a bride is looking for her wedding? I'm sure you
Not
see
for
that
me.
first. No doubt for you.
No doubt.
When we look at the Bride Access website, and you've been a featured expert on the TV show many times, but when we look at the website, we know the 5 top areas that brides are visiting, and floral is always in that top 5. Of course, the dress is right up there too. But the flowers really help set the theme, the feel, the tone of the entire event, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You can change the tone, the mood, whatever you want it to be, just with what kind of flowers you use, how you use them. All of those things come together to create what your dream and the day you've dreamed of your whole life.
What would you advise a bride? Say the ring just got on her finger a week ago. How long in advance should she probably be coming into the Flower Patch?
We really like to have about a month, but we can do it with 10 days notice. We can do it.
Yeah, and I imagine sometimes that's the case. I talked to a bride and a soon-to-be bride and soon-to-be groom recently, and because of his military situation, they really had a week and a half before the wedding.
That really does happen. And brides come in and they're like, oh, am I going to be able to get what I want? And we really do come through for them. The other thing to remember is, even though, you should order a month in advance, please come visit our showroom. Help start getting those ideas to form, your mind moving. You might see something and think, oh, I think I want that. Or you might see some other ideas, and you can build upon those with your own ideas when you go out to the internet and when you go to wedding shows and when you go on Bride Access and you get those ideas. You can formulate all that before you actually sit down for your consultation.
One of the things I love about your store, and we featured this on TV with you, but was it called the color wheel?
Yeah.
It helps the bride decide what kind of color she wants it for. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you can use the color wheel to help you decide on your colors, and then you can see which colors go together and why they might go together and why they don't go together. You see shades and tones and all the different things of the colors that you want, which is really helpful because a lot of times you may bring that paint chip and want that color, but the flower doesn't come in that color. So if you can see that there are tones and shades and things that go together with that color, then it puts your mind at ease as you get ready to order.
Yeah, and they're visualizing a lot better when they come in too, right?
Absolutely.
Would you say that most brides kind of have an idea of what they want, or is it kind of some are just getting started and some are, hey,
It
Amy,
really
help
does
me.
depend on where they are in the process.
Yeah.
There are brides that come in with their mindset. They have a picture, they have flowers, they have things that they really want, and then there's the girl that comes in with 3 swatches of fabric and says, well, what can we do? So we get them all across the board, and it doesn't matter. We can help all of you. We can sit down with you. We can show you different flowers. We have these really neat, they're called fan books. And what they are is it breaks down all the flowers in different colors, and it shows you all the flowers that come in that color. It gives you their availability, so like their season and those kinds of things. Then you can know that, oh, this flower I really, really wanted. Oh, I'm getting married at the wrong time of the year for that flower. But hey, here's a really pretty one that I hadn't thought of. I can use that instead.
One of the things I love about when brides go into the Flower Patch, and I think in particular we're talking about the Flower Patch on 45th South, just off State Street. Is that correct?
That's right. Hey, It's right on 4370 South and 300 West. And let me tell you why. One of the biggest reasons why is because we have concentrated all of our weddings there. That's where we have our rental glass. That's where we have all our other rental items. And the other really good thing is the wholesale that Flower Patch runs is right there. And a lot of the flowers, you will actually be able to see them, touch them, hold them, put them together. We try to kind of without really doing it, put them together in a bouquet combination that you might want, and you'll actually be able to see if that's really, really what you want, or if you really think those colors go with what you're trying to have them go together with.
It really is so visual, isn't it? I mean, it's hard to, you can't almost just talk about it. That's the thing, when you come into the flower patch there, just off the 4500 South, I love that you have pictures, big blown up pictures on the wall of weddings that you've worked on and different themes and different colors. So a bride can come in and really not just talk about it and not just maybe see a color, but actually see what sometimes those colors look like at an actual wedding.
That's right, and how they actually go together. You know, you go through and you can look in a magazine, you can look at those books, and that picture is really pretty, but can your florist actually recreate that picture? And when you can come in and see the things that we've done blown up big on the wall, you can see, yes, they really can. They really do know what they're doing, you know, or they can really help me create this. Weddings are such a custom thing. And so it is fun to come and see what everybody else has done and then to say, okay, so I really love that rose and I really like that tulip, or I like the freesia, or I really want to have hydrangea. What can we do from there? And you can kind of see some things that have those flowers in them, and then we can take them and combine them together and make it your own.
Yeah, that's what I love, because most brides do want to make it her own.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, they don't want to be the
They
cookie
don't want,
cutter.
that's right. They don't want what someone else has had. They want to have their own thing.
They're looking at things for ideas and, oh, I really like that, or maybe that's not going to work for me. But at the end of the day, generally speaking, they want to have it, what's in their mind. They want to have something unique to them. It's a day they've been dreaming about for many brides almost all their lives.
Absolutely. And, you know, we want to create that dream. We want it to be your dream. We want to be able to do what you want us to do to make that dream come true. And so that night when you're at your wedding, you're sitting there and you think, oh, this really is exactly how I dreamed it. It really turned out.
Yeah, and that's probably the best feeling when you
Oh,
guys
it's
are
the
sending
absolute
it.
best feeling. Even just today, we did a wedding 2 weeks ago that was at the Canyons, and I got an email from the bride's mother today.
Oh,
and she
nice.
was so glad, and we had incorporated a rosary, and we had incorporated a locket with her grandparents' picture in it, and we had made it her own. And she was so thankful that we were able to just take her random thoughts and put those together and make the bouquet that she loved it and she had dreamed about, and it had turned out perfect. And it's so satisfying to get that back and to know that you accomplished what you had hoped you had accomplished, and you really did accomplish it.
You know what? Our viewers, obviously, there's listening, or not viewers, our listeners are just listening to us have this conversation. And what they're not seeing is something I have the advantage of seeing right now, is the big smile on your face as you're talking about this letter, this email from this mother, and your cheeks turning red, Amy.
I know it.
Because you're passionate about it.
I do.
And that's
I love
coming
it. And
through
I
in
want it
this.
to make their dream. I really
Yeah.
do. You know, I am a recent bride, and I was an older bride, and it was so fun because that was one of the advice that I had gotten from somebody, was that, you know, this day is going to pass so fast, and you really have dreamed about it, and you have worked hard to make it the day that you dreamed of. And so be sure to take notice and to sit down and look and go, wow, it really happened. And you know, I did that. And I was sitting at my reception and everybody was having dinner, and the mood and the lighting and everything was there. And I'm like, holy cow, it really did work out. Really, all the planning came together and it worked out. And I love those moments. Those are some of my very favorite moments. I love it.
And you, as a recent bride yourself, you're relating to these brides. You know what they're going through. Another thing I think a lot of brides appreciate is you can really work with a bride almost regardless of the situation, almost regardless of her budget.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think sometimes brides, they think, you know, I just can't afford whatever it is.
They feel like they're limited. And you know, really, we will squeeze every last dollar out of your budget that you have. We'll go through, we'll help you prioritize, we'll help you decide what's really important and what you really, really can't live without, and then we'll work in the other things.
Yeah, so regardless of what their budget is, you're going to help them get the most out of that budget.
Yep.
And I think it's more than just saying, for X amount of dollars you get this. You also come in and say, well, okay, here's your budget. Here's the best way to make that budget look huge at your reception. I mean, I've heard you say sometimes it's better to have one beautiful big centerpiece, one big one, than little small ones all over the place, because that huge centerpiece of that floral centerpiece
more impact.
makes a bigger impact. Things that are pretty simple and reasonable when you hear it, but you guys are the experts, and that's why at Bride Access we love working with the experts. You make our job exciting and very fun and thrilling as well, because we get to say, brides, in this case you're looking for flowers, you've got to consider the flower patch. And every bride is different, and every bride has different needs and different
Well, every
situations.
bride has different priorities too. Different things are more important to different brides. You know, some might have to have this exact centerpiece, or some might have to have this exact flower in their bouquet, or whatever it is. And we can help her work her budget so that she gets that one thing that is so important to her, or those two things that are so important to her. And then we work everything else around that center importance.
Yeah. Amy, thank you so much for coming on the program today. How can people contact you?
You can contact us. You can come into our store. We're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday.
So certainly convenient hours.
Convenient hours, absolutely. And then Saturday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Wow.
Our location again is 4370 South, 300 West. It is just north of the McDonald's off of the 4500 South exit. And then you can also call us at 801-683-0418. And you can follow us on Facebook at Flower Patch, and you'll be able to see we post all of our recent weddings and that kind of stuff on there, so it's kind of fun to see what we've done recently.
And of course, you've been on our TV show many times.
And on Bride Access, you can find us on brideaccess.com.
Right, and we put your videos on our Facebook page as well a lot. And so again, they can find you through that information. They can find you through brideaccess.com. And once they're with you, at least the flower portion of the wedding, which is a huge portion,
it's all taken care of.
Being taken care of.
We'll have that consultation. We'll get those details out of the way, and then you just relax and let it happen.
Amy, thank you so much.
Thanks, Robin.
We'll be right back. Will it rain? Will it snow? Will it be hot or cold? Check out your wedding day forecast. Even if your wedding is weeks or months away, it's only at brideaccess.com.